Similar. It's Arsenal and Thomas Partey. Lord of mercy. Donae'o. Thomas Partey, T.
Hi guys, welcome to yet another edition of the fan discussion for all the Arsenal Mumbai Supporters Club members. We've got Brian, Harshit, Mazhar, Sham and Shardul with me today to discuss how will we line up in the Man City game that's supposed to happen tonight. And, we're coming back from an international break. So we're expecting, a lot from how we closed before the international break. We sealed it with a victory against Sheffield United. Probably we want to start it that way against Pep Guardiola. We've beaten them once already before. Arteta has done that. Can he do it again? So let's see what each of you have in store for us today. Hi, Brian. So we start the topic with Thomas Partey. The excitement, the way it was last day of the transfer window, how it unfolded. Can you talk us through that?
I remember it went on to like the end of the transfer market, and because it ended around 11 o'clock UK, it was around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning for us when like it officially came out and the full news had come out that he's actually signed. And I remember me being in my bed, though it was so late in the night, I was just jumping and be like, yes, done, something good about the transfer window. But honestly, Partey was like one of the missing blocks in like the puzzle which we needed simply for our midfield, because we realized that in the match before, which we had against Sheffield, that we were missing something. We were missing a destroyer and a creator. But now we've got like the guy who can be back and defend. Our Thomas Partey is here, who will give like the backline some solidity and protection as we needed per se. But yes, the whole saga, my God, it was fun that day. It was like, oh my God, it can happen. It can happen. When they started reporting that Arsenal has paid the release clause, everybody was like, first, I thought it was a joke. And then after when you come to know that he's actually done it, you're just like, where did we get the money? What is happening? And then you realize that the whole play which was being done, it was amazing. It was like chess was being played in front of our eyes and everything was going according to plan at last. Like last minute, you just turn one thing and the whole domino effect begins.
So all of you are part of the AMSC WhatsApp group. So Sham, can you tell me what it was like from all the members on that group and what kind of excitement you could see?
I still remember it was 3 a.m. in the morning, and there were like 700 to 800 messages coming every 5 to 10 minutes. So once Partey was signed, it was all hell broke loose upon us. Apart from that, I really feel bad for Atletico, and I'm really sorry what happened with them. I mean, Diego Simeone was just hours before they signed Torreira. They were having Torreira and Partey in their plans, and all of a sudden, Edu came in and barged in, and then he took Partey, from their hands. I have never seen anything like this before. I have witnessed Ozil saga, but then this was something very, very different, and it was wonderful.
I'm usually a positive fan, but this party saga really took a toll on my mental health. I didn't believe we were going to do it 2 days before. I was almost like resigned to the fact that we have El Neni and we'll make do. And while he has been amazing, and I didn't think that we'd be paying the release clause, there can't be so much smoke without fire. But the whole Atletico fan base was like, no, he's critical and he's crucial to their project. And I knew Torreira was going the other way, and that was already announced. I do believe that maybe they knew, but I think they managed their fans a bit. I don't know what kind of like poker, 4D poker that Edu played there. Would I leave it to the last day? I mean, you could have had an internet outage. You could have had fax machine failure. Come on. I mean, like, who does that anymore? It was 3 a.m. when we officially got to know that it was signed. And I think since then, somebody circulated that clip, that audio clip, and we were all Ghanaians, I think, that night.
So Shardul, while I see you smiling right now, obviously I've seen you guys talk about these transfers before in our pre-match discussions on the WhatsApp groups. What kind of energy, this kind of a transfer or this kind of a signing gets to the fan base?
Right from August, I used to make a list on a paper, what we actually need, what could be our lineup. And Partey used to be one of the first names on that list. Obviously, I was one of the, I think, very few fans who wanted an attacking player more than a defensive-minded player. But Partey is someone who offers you both. If people have seen Atletico Madrid games, we know that Partey is a player who offers both aspects of what Arsenal really need and what Arteta really needs in his team. So yeah, I'm very happy. And this transfer is somewhat close to what happened back in 2013, how crazy we all went, and that day was really mad. This day was similar to that. So I'm really excited and really looking forward to what upholds for us.
I think Shardul was making a point about Partey and how he's still very progressive with his passing. So I think what he does for the team is he gives them the spine. With Gabriel coming in, very progressive. In front of him would be Partey, again progressive. And then you have Willian coming through. I think we may probably need one more connector like Willian, which I think may happen by January. But Danny Ceballos and Willian being, movement, while Partey is like making passes up front, and Aubameyang, I think they're probably trying to, reposition him right up top as the main striker. So I think Partey will be that piece in the puzzle to allow, I mean, at least that's my conjecture, to have this progressive spine with Aubameyang at the top and, maybe Gabriel in the back. And, that's what, yeah.
Because we have Partey, like how Mazhar mentioned, because we have Partey, we are going to have forward passing ability type players on all sides of the field. Like I'm hoping Arteta plays Pepe now, finally. So if Pepe is played and Willian is played on the left side, so you have Pepe, Aubameyang and Willian as the front three. And Partey, Xhaka and probably Ceballos or Saka, one of the creative midfielders. So that way we have players who can have that attacking approach throughout the game, and hence we'll create more chances. And we need Aubameyang in the center so that he can finish those very, very easily. He's a world-class finisher, as we all know. I have nothing against Lacazette. He has scored three goals in 3 games, but I just feel Aubameyang, the final years of his career, I think he should play at that central role. He can really flourish over there.
I think with Partey specifically, I'll talk about how I see it. I think what he'll bring to the midfield is a dynamic player. I think the word dynamic has been missing, with us for a while now. I can see him play with Ceballos and Xhaka. I mean, he can run the ball through the middle. I cannot imagine. I'm just so excited. I'm just waiting for the match, and I want this guy to be playing the match. Overall, I think Arsenal is done absolutely amazing to get this guy at the last moment. It should be fantastic.
Has nobody said Patrick Vieira yet?
I was about to come to
We're
that.
being a little conservative. We don't want to jump the gun, probably.
No, I was about to mention.
Go for it.
One thing that we can be assured about with Partey is that we'll have a lot of directness in our attack. Okay, and with a lot of players that we have signed, like Gabriel and Willian, we have a lot of forward passing players, right? Not just sideways or backways. So another thing that we have missed all those years, I mean, there was a glimpse of kind of defensive stability when we had Populin and Cazorla, in recent past. But then after that, again, we had that hole in the midfield. So with Partey coming in, what I feel is Arteta might go for 4-3-3 with 2 center mids, wherein Xhaka playing more of the defensive side and Ceballos playing more of the attacking side. And Partey, of course, being disciplined at the back, staying a bit, tight at the back. Partey will give a lot of, exploring opportunities. He's not afraid of going into challenges. And also his dribble percentage is also quite high. So that is again a plus point for us. So I'm excited again. And all of my discussions, I have mentioned this. I have always been excited this year. And after signing Partey, I'm almost in my dreamland. So let's see, hoping for the best.
And he's an all-packed midfielder. You talk about dribbling, you talk about passing, tackling. He's got everything. He's got shooting boots on as well. What do you think, Brian? How will that change overall the way Arsenal plays or how Arteta sets up the Arsenal side?
I think so. Now we are going to see like what Arteta really wants to do with the team and how he really wants to play his football, simply because we remember when he came, he used to play a certain 4-2-3-1 formation with attackers and like Aubameyang on the left cutting in. And here's the thing. The funny part about Aubameyang right now, he's transformed into a winger such that his XG, which is the expected goals, is more as a winger than it was as a striker for Arsenal till now. So if he can still play on the wing, we don't play him as a winger per se. He's more of like a winger in possession. But like when you are attacking, he's literally a striker to go for back form. But to be fair, Partey, if you're going to talk about him, he adds that like another layer. Like for example, in the previous video when we were talking, I used to talk about how we needed a captain in each part of the game, like each part of the field. So a captain in our defense could be David Luiz, who is guiding Gabriel. In our midfield, we didn't have anybody. We thought there was Xhaka, but now we have Partey who can like control the tempo. He decides how the match goes, a bit fast, a bit slow, when do you need it. And because he has come from a say playing style of very rigid defensive football, he will know better when to like increase the tempo, when to push forward, when to come back and just sit back and relax. And the thing about Partey is, even if you notice in the recent his international game again of for Ghana, he gave 2 assists. So like you're just like, okay, we wanted a guy mainly for defensive purposes, but here you can see someone who's even ready to like put the long balls in and get assists for us. So it adds like another part of what is a fluidity to the already fluid team. As you could see even for like the Sheffield United game, if you remember the goal, it was more towards El Nani and everybody pushing into the defense and our team currently rotating players. It was quite a fluid formation, and I think so he was testing on something because in the second half, if you realize, he took out Eddie, and that confused all of us because what was going to happen was Pepe comes and then we have an interchange between Pepe, Willian, and Saka. They are all interlocking between each other, and so it's like a very fluid formation just for Aubameyang to play in the center. Right now, in my opinion, Partey is just like a key which has unlocked a lot of things which were needed. They've allowed us to play like a 4 at the back. We could play with a 3 at the back, but we only need one person, and then it becomes a very attacking formation.
He brings a lot of fluidity to this team. He brings a lot of options for the manager, along with the headache of whom should we pair him with. Because I think personally, he'll be good with anyone who plays next to him, be it Xhaka, be it Elneny, be it Ceballos, or be it any of these three playing together, or with Willian up front. There are so many options that probably we can't even think about right now. And Arteta's just thinking about what all he can do with the squad in terms of tinkering and what's what to play with different kind of setups, different kind of teams. So it makes a huge difference for a new manager to get a player of his choice. That's really something of a statement that we've made. I think we've done a fairly decent job, or more than decent, this season, with Gabriel coming in, Willian coming in, and now Thomas Partey coming in. We already had Pablo Mari, we already had Cedric Soares, both as backups to the squad that really needed some depth. So Arteta knows what he's doing. But overall, how do you think the transfer window was, Shardul?
If I have to rate it, I'd probably give 7 on 10. 7, why? Because we addressed two important issues. One, centre back, and Gabriel is a phenomenal monster. It's just been 4 games, so I'm not saying that he's the best defender of the league, but this season he's been one of the best. He's a really consistent defender. And second, Partey. We needed a midfielder like Partey, as we all have now mentioned before. I think what we lacked was clearly, now you all know, we could have landed a creative midfielder. I personally wanted one. There were different issues. Probably we will again go for such a player in January or next summer. But this particular season, I think we can make do with the midfielders we have. I think Arteta is a manager who can mold players like Ceballos. We know Ceballos has an attacking approach. We have seen him playing for Spain. We have seen him playing some games for Madrid. He has an attacking approach. I think Arteta can play Partey, Xhaka, and Ceballos. As I think Sham mentioned before, I think Ceballos can play a little ahead.
I feel it's 8 out of 10. I actually wanted Partey more than anyone else in this transfer window, because if you see, we were very much dependent on Xhaka. I am sure that Elneny is a very good player. He can replace Xhaka, no doubt. But then again, when it comes to defensive responsibilities, I will always prefer Xhaka ahead of Elneny, because the kind of three midfield that I am thinking, or I have in mind, is that kind what Barcelona used to play when they had Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets.
Can you imagine we're comparing ourselves to Barcelona with
Prime Barcelona, that too.
I love it. I mean, the fact that we've signed some a player in their prime, that's incredible. So, I mean, I think just the Partey signing is really rocketed it. I mean, Gabriel is amazing. Like what we saw and the way he played in the first 2 or 3 games that we've seen him so far, he's an absolute monster. You're right. And he's a boss. Like he's so composed and calm. But to get Sham talking about prime Barcelona, it would only happen when we get something like Partey, right? So I think excitement levels are mad, and I'm very excited about the defensive side that he's bringing to the team because as I've watched football, the better you have a Busquets, the more attacking you can be. So I think if that's the delusion that we have, it's amazing. That's a 9 on 10 for me.
How I see it, I would give it 8 out of 10. We've been sleeping for a good few seasons. We've been so sad about it, and I cannot remember any exciting transfer window that I've seen in past at least 5 seasons. He's trying to build it from the back, as in we've got the defense line. We've got Saliba at the end of last year. That was starting of the transformation. Then we've got Willian now, and also we got Gabriel. So now, and then he's moving on to the midfield now. I can see us transforming and seeing bigger things in maybe 1 year, 2 years down the line. I can see us bossing Europe as well. Let's hope. I think we're transforming, which is a very, very good sign. I'm really excited.
I am going to take a controversial take here, and I'm going to say actually, transfer window was actually a 9 out of 10. For me, it was like near perfect simply because I think so many people are forgetting the beginning. It began with Bukayo Saka signing the long-term deal to be in a club for another 5 years or 4 years. Then it went to Martinelli. He also signed a bigger deal. And then after we started with like the slow transfers, we were first like, okay, Gabriel. We got Gabriel. We needed a defender. We got a defender. Then we were like, okay, we need some experience. So we went for Willian and then we got him on a free. So good thing we didn't even need to spend so much on like a pay to a rival team anything. So well done over there. We waited for that. Then we continued on. We realized that we wanted someone like a backup right backs. We got Cedric. We like, okay, we'll buy him. Then Mari came because we wanted a left-sided defender who has a lot of experience. And then we ended off with a very nice cut-off, which was Aubameyang signing the deal. And then after we ended off like with a bang, which was Partey. So in my opinion, they did it like quite gradually. It was like only going upward, upward, upward. Only towards the last week, I was a bit more nervous about it, but they ended off with a bang. And honestly, in my opinion, we made sure that we are protecting our future stars and making sure we have players for the now as well.
So we're back from the international break and we're back with a bang. We're back to do some party.
Past few seasons, we would be scared to, play the big four or big six. Not anymore. I think we proved it since the FA Cup, since Arteta's come in. We can just go into this game with confidence. Now I can see the team can, turn around. Like we saw with Sheffield United, we didn't have a good, probably first half. We were biting our nails and we were like going on. It's all we can see all over again. Oh my God, we're banging our heads. And boom, in 3 minutes in second half, I think we scored 2 goals. Saka and Pepe. That just shows that we're not scared of anybody anymore, especially even if it's Man City. You could see the confidence in the dressing room. It's going to be a really, really good match. I could see us going in with confidence. And now with Partey, I hope he's playing. I don't think he would play the first match, but I think we could win it.
We know the approach is going to be slightly pragmatic as opposed to what Man City would get, on field. Though our approach would be pragmatic, but the result should not be. We've beaten them once, and I don't see a reason why we shouldn't do that again.
I feel it will be a very attacking game. We'll be playing up against the likes of De Bruyne, Mahrez, Bernardo Silva, and of course Sterling. So, there are many top strikers and attacking players in Manchester City's rank, and we cannot take them lightly. Again, I feel we'll come up strong, and I don't see why can't we win. I personally feel it might be a clean sheet game again. I feel it will be a 2-0 or a 1-0, a very tight game.
I really hope we make it. I think this is our best chance to beat Man City in a while. I mean, we beat them in the FA Cup recently, but at the Etihad, our record is not so great. I don't think we've got to win there, and maybe this is our best chance ever. And I'm never positive going to the Etihad. They're just a monster of a team at home. We may have got something over them in our home turf at Wembley, but the Etihad is a different kettle of fish.
So we saw what Leicester City did to them, absolutely hammered them, and we never expected that to happen. So this time, I think Arteta has some genius plans in his mind, and I think he's ready to lay them at Etihad. But if Partey starts, I'll be very, very confident. If he doesn't, I know I'm being pessimistic, but I think we'll have a 2-1 loss if you're not having an attacking approach.
Like they have no Aguero. I don't think so. Gabriel Jesus is ready because they used to play Sterling in like a number 9. They were playing literally Sterling as a number 9, and Sterling is not comfortable there. So I actually expect us to win maybe like a 2-1. Again, a 1 goal. Like I say, a 1 goal difference because I don't trust our defense yet. So I think so it'll be a 2-1 or a 3-2.
Come on, Gunners!
Party after party, then we mash up the place. Party after party, then we mash up the place. Party after party, then we mash up the place. Mash up the place.
Bigtril on the beat.
Yeah. Party after party. Yeah. Party after party. Yeah. Party after party. After party after party.